Welcome to Tyler's Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is August the 20th, 2025. We got the burps. Excuse me. We're going to be talking about NXT results. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we got a heat wave coming up. We got some TNA stars showing up. Joe Hendry showed up. He's excited to watch the match between Dart Steak and the other guy, Hank and Tank, for the tag team titles. But he wants to know who's the other, which two is going to be going for the tag titles. Dart Steak says you will find out when everybody else finds out at Heatwave. And that's going to happen this Sunday. And one of the guys at Dart Steak kind of made a weird weird comments. And nobody understands why he does it. He says he's been saying it a lot lately. Ladies and gentlemen, Sol Ruka and Zarya has their problems with, who they had a problem with. I forgot who they had a problem with. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of backstage things here happening. But first, let's talk about Blake Moreau and Jordan Grace. They're face-to-face. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Grace came out and she talked a whole bunch of things. And she says, I thought I was going to do the same thing I always do in the professional wrestling in the WWE, winning championships. But she didn't because she didn't know that she's not going to win championships because of friendship. But she says she doesn't want revenge. She doesn't want to hurt Blake. She just wants to show what she really is. And all that stuff. Blake comes out with a whole bunch of security and a contract that states that if Jordan Grace touches Blake, their match at Heatwave is canceled. But Jordan Grace says, I don't need to touch you to show you what I'm going to do to you at Heatwave. She just beats up every single person, every single security guard to show her what she does. So that match is not canceled because Jordan Grace didn't touch her, and it's this Sunday, and they won't see each other until Sunday anyway, so let's see what happens there. We did find out who's the number contender for the Heat Waves, for the NXT Championship, not for the Heat Wave Championship. I need something cold. Ladies and gentlemen, first we had a peace treaty from United States to Canada. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green and Tavion Heights and Steele. I thought she's from Evolve. But I guess Evolve guys is allowed on NXT. I think a lot of NXT guys show up, and women, show up on Evolve anyways. Ridge Holland is on Evolve right now. He's going to be having a match tonight. So yeah, there's a lot of NXT guys comes to Evolve. We've seen Wesley and his high rise. We haven't seen him for a while now. But yeah, we have a peace tree, and of course, Chelsea and Ethan try their best to be nice people. Didn't work out because they like to be calling them names and call the United States names. And, of course, Steele and Tavion does not like that. And, of course, it got violent. And Ava made it official at Heatwave. There will be a mixed tag team match. Tavion and Steele will be versing Chelsea Green and Ethan Page. And then Ethan Page just whacked Tavion with a forearm. And then we had a brawl, but ladies and gentlemen, Tavion and Steele reversed the attack and did ankle locks on both Ethan and Chelsea. While the Secret Herbans got help Chelsea Green very easily, very fast, but they didn't help Ethan Page very fast. Maybe he's not part of the team very much. Went down the wrong tube. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first match of the evening, we got a Philadelphia Street Fight. They had an interesting setup for this arena because it looks like the ring was on the stage. Well, they call it a pit. But they have this pit at, like, you could throw them off because it's part of the ringside. So it was interesting how this arena was built for NXT. But I thought it was a pretty decent street fight. These guys destroyed each other. There was blood all over the place. These guys wanted to hurt each other very badly. We got Josh Briggs versus Yoshi. I thought it was a pretty decent match. I even thought the Extreme Rules match was pretty decent. Ladies and gentlemen, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. The winner of that match was Josh Briggs after a moonsault off the turnbuckle into a table. Yoshi did his frog splash through a table. But moonsaults into a table on Yoshi, he gets the win. And then we got Ricky Starks versus Jasper Troy. And when Ricky Starks was doing his entrance, Josh Briggs bumps into Ricky Starks, disrespectful way, bump into Ricky Starks. What the heck is that all about? But we got Ricky Starks versus Jasper Troy. It was a pretty okay match. Jasper Troy is good in the ring. He's a monster. But the winner of that match was Ricky Starks. When Ricky Starks was getting healed up after his match, and he was talking to Miles Bourne, even Miles Bourne wants to know, what's up with Josh Briggs? Ricky Starks, that's another person I need to worry about, just like you had to worry about Lexis King. It looked like Lexis King was trying to apologize, and he thought Miles Bourne was blind. But Miles Bourne says, I'm not blind. I'm deaf, but I'm not blind. But ladies and gentlemen, Lexis King made him blind by spraying something in his eyes. Say, now you're blind. So that rivalry did not really, is not ended. Is Kendall Gray might be part of the No Quarter Cash crew? Because it looked like Charlie Dempsey trying to give some tips, advice, to Kendall Gray in her match last week. But Charlie Dempsey wasn't really being nice about it. Ren Sinclair came to them, and Kendall saw the calling, and she walked away. And it looks like the calling has a problem with Charlie Dempsey and Ren Sinclair. And Charlie Dempsey told Izzy Dayman and Tatum Paxley, Ren Sinclair could knock you out. Both of you guys out. So it's a 2-on-1 handicap. Kendall Gray might get involved when that happens. We have a lot of interesting things happening in this 6 women's tag team match. We have Fatal Influence faces the Anglin's brand. Ash, Heather, and M shows up on NXT. This is Heather and M's first NXT match. Ash been in NXT a couple of times while she was part of TNA. Remember her first time she showed up as Ash? It was at Battleground when this whole partnership started. That was last year's Battleground. So now she has a match, and now we have a 6 women's tag team match. Fatal Influence versus the brand. And Masha was as a special guest referee. She was doing good. Except for the end. When Ash was trying to get a pin and didn't work out, she was arguing with the referee, and then JC Jane did her rolling elbow and gets the win for the Fatal Influence. They get the win, and Masha still has to argue with Ash. Well, who's going to win that Heatwave? JC Jane will talk about Heatwave on TNA Impact tomorrow night. Let's see what happens. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our main event was Javon Evans versus Trick Williams for the No One Contendership for the NXT Championship at Heatwave. Oba Femi was on a balcony, really far away, so he couldn't get involved in the match. It was a pretty decent match, but ladies and gentlemen, Javon Evans did a nasty fall. He tried to do a springboard, he was on the apron, he jumped on the top rope, and then Trick grabs him while he was on the top rope, and shoves him off the ropes right into the announce table. And almost knocked Corey Graves out. Like, this guy, he didn't look like he actually hit the announce table. He hit it, but he almost didn't hit it. If he was a little shorter, he wouldn't hit that dang announce table. You even saw Booker T's face. Like, this guy was bleeding out his mouth, and Vic Joseph didn't want to talk about the pile of blood that's near his foot, because even Corey Graves says it's blood. But Vic Joseph didn't know that his Javon's family is watching the show. But the guy got tossed really far into the announce table. Thank God it was close. The announce table wasn't far away, but that was dangerous. Oh my God. And he didn't look like he was ready to fight. The referee saw him moving, so he went back in the ring to make the count. So they were at 9, and Javon Evans got back in. But at the end, Trick Williams was about to do his trick shot knee, and he was pointing at Obafemi in the balcony, but he stopped, and he saw it wasn't Obafemi on the balcony. It was Mike Satana making a distraction. The old OG, whatever. The bouncy boy did a cutter, and then he did a springboard cutter and gets the win. Javon Evans will be facing Obafemi for the NXT Championship at Heatwave. I thought Mike Satana doesn't get another title shot. That's what I thought. I thought he doesn't get another title shot until when he actually wins more matches. He just beat Sami Callihan at Emergence. In one match, he gets a title shot? I don't know. He's just having problems with him. But Trick Williams will be on TNA Impact. He doesn't have a match at Heatwave. And I believe the next... I don't know what's the next pay-per-view for Impact. Because I know their one big show is Bound for Glory. But that's in October. We still have September. So what is their next PLE for Impact TNA? I have no idea. I know they will tell us maybe tomorrow night. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for AEW results. We're getting closer to Forbidden Door. We found out who is going to be facing Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP Junior World Heavyweight Championship. It will be Nigel McGuinness. He won a Fatal 4-Way, a submissionist Fatal 4-Way Spectacular. I know that was not the name. But, ladies and gentlemen, he won it, and he asked Daniel Garcia to be in his corner while he faces Zack Sabre Jr., and he accepted the offer. So, it will be Nigel McGuinness versus Zack Sabre Jr. And I believe tonight, we're going to find out who goes for the tag team titles. FTR or Brody King and Bandito. I can't even say his name right now. We will find out who goes for the tag team titles. And we will hear from the world champion. We will hear from Copeland and Christian Cage because they have a tag team match together. They have to team up with each other to face Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of that. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. That is out. Bye!